Twitter.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
Yo.
Hey,
How's everybody doing?
doing great.
Good show.
Sir, can't complain. What's up, everybody in the audience? Whether you're finding us through Twitter, the Boss Man College channel, wherever we're at, appreciate you for being on. If this is your first time on here, my name is Bren. We got my buddy Rhodes, Furloco, and Danksy here. We do this these calls/streams twice a week. Today, Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST, and then 10 a.m. On Friday, PST. We're going to talk everything going on in crypto and Web3 right now. It's a crazy, exciting time where a bunch of different niches and sectors are popping off. A lot going on, so really stoked to get into it. Usually we start off these shows with my boy Rhodes here, going over a little bit of a review, stuff that's gone on all over crypto over the last three or 4 days. So you want to pull that up, Rhodesy?
Yeah, it's been a wild few days. Still in the NFT flying cycle here. Everything's going crazy. But like first off, Bitcoin earlier this morning hit a new all-time high. It seems like that's a daily occurrence at the latest. We got as high as 108.3K. Important, based on the prediction market element there that we last called out last week at 0.37, so 37% odds last week. We're now at 79% odds of 110K. That's up 42% or 2x. So that's really nice on the poly market side of things. FTX is to begin repayments early January 3rd. We've been waiting for this for a while, but that could inject some additional liquidity into the market in the terms of Bitcoin price action and throughout. So we'll watch for that to start to run. Ripple has another rally with the launch of RLUSD stablecoin. So they continue to move and progress, I guess. The cult of Ripple XRP should be happy there. Gary V, we talked about this yesterday, but Gary V does return sweeping V-Friends, but then also buying some NFTs, most notably the buy of a Cool Cat, and that sent Cool Cats flying. That one to me was probably the smartest ad. Gary V was very successful last run in 2021, early to the NFTs back in the Clubhouse days, big on punks early on, etc. When he enters a market, he's usually making and timing that market pretty well.
Really quickly, you see Gary, he had 62 punks and he hasn't sold a single one.
Right, exactly. And punks definitely have the ability to rally quite a bit more from where we're currently at. And I mean, long-term holding wise, punks become that diamond tier must-have NFT collectible. Regardless of where anything goes, it's going to become that art relic to own. Majors over the last week or so up 50%. Again, this was updated as of yesterday, but I still think it's really important, so I left it in. We had a really strong week. Pengu launched here today. Launched pretty well in that 5 billion range. Dipped as low as the say 2.5 billion FDV. Right in that 3 to 5 range that we were expecting. They're currently trading in the range of 2.75 FDV or 1.9 billion on the ticker itself on distributed market supply. And penguins themselves have dumped off, sold off quite a bit. The stimulation on this one is wide and far. So if you've been in the crypto space, ETH, Solana, for any duration of time into early 2022, you're going to want to check out your wallets at claim.pudgypenguins.com. Make sure you go to the Pudgy Penguins Twitter and follow the link that way, just to be sure that you're safe. But check your old wallets. You're likely to have received some Pingu allocation. Worth claiming. Going to see a lot of sell pressure from the claims and free airdrops from people that didn't expect it, or people outside of the Penguin ecosystem. But this penguin, or this token, this penguin, this meme is probably going to do well. We'll talk about it later. Curious to get everyone's thoughts, but that's the major news of today, at least in the NFT meme coin side of things. When it comes to NFTs, volume yesterday or last 24 hours, 85 million. Just makes the ETH volume chart just look phenomenal. And in terms of how we're just slowly, not slowly, but like almost parabolic pushing through volume here on ETH NFTs. Solana up to 5.9, Ordinals at 3.3. Overall, the NFT market is really moving and seeing a lot of strength compared to its counterpart of meme coins. So latest movers over the last 24 hours, meme line captains up 10%. These are smaller numbers than what we're used to. Rally. Moonbirds up 32% to 1 ETH. This one's interesting. I don't know if this is just like a Yugo ecosystem and a thought of token or whatever else is possible. They had talons in the past, etc. But like there's been a bit of a bid towards secondary Yuga collections. Other side Coda as well, up 30%. And also worth noting that apes are up 2%. So you're seeing maybe some of this liquidity kind of flow into other assets that are, possibly expected to move. And I think it's really worth paying attention here on the assets that are in the NFT ecosystem that are getting the bump post kind of Pengu Stimmy, because those are the assets that people are believing maybe get the next bid. Pudgy Penguins down 44%, down to 17.5 at last check. They got down to about 15.6, but I expected anywhere in that 15 to 17.5 range is where they settle, and is where I expect them to get to on Friday. We kind of placed a bit of a prediction yesterday's show on that, and my call was in the 15 to 17.5. They could certainly rally from here. A little bit of an oversell off. People looking to exit their positions, and there's going to be a flush of volume or available supply, and so until that kind of gets cleaned up, it's going to take a time for them to move. But they are down to below apes, where I kind of think they belong in the grand scheme of things, or at least very close to. So that'll be interesting, and we'll watch that.
Bro, before you move on,
sure.
Did you see that CyberKongs received the Wells notice from the SEC?
Oh yes,
I saw that.
That's
wasn't that like
crazy? What the?
Wasn't
fuck?
that like from way back, and then it's now kind of finally landing?
Like what's banana coin that went out? I saw the video of the founder, and he was just saying there were some articles that went out that kind of like where kind of made some claims and stuff, and I don't know. He says they're going to fight against it, and I think they're probably going to win. It's really about having like a token attached to a game, which is obviously huge here with crypto gaming heating up. But yeah, I think with the SEC, Gary on the way out, I think it's probably going to go the way of most of these Wells notice, where nothing happens. I would guess.
It sucks, but I think it's gonna have the opposite result here. I think a lot of people are already kind of like showing support. So if that's the case, I think we might see a rally in the Kongs. I mean, I remember the Kongs were 100 ETH floor back in the day. Do you guys remember those days? It was freaking crazy. Like in 2021. So we'll see.
Absolutely. So I just looked at the chat right now. We're definitely making a point to definitely make these streams more interactive. We got Curry. What's up, Curry? What's up, Ahmad? What's up, Kelly from Telegram? Lots of love. Shout out to you, Kelly. Rock says, what's up, gents? US Hedge. Yeah, Hedge is looking pretty good right now. We'll go over that. What's up, Panda? But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Is there any other news stories that we kind of missed?
No, just the meme coin movers. I mean, Bonk is interesting of note. It's had a couple consecutive days. Farcoin as well. Two of the ones that have seen the most momentum on the meme coin side of things. Bonk, small momentum, but it's a unit bias kind of scenario there. And then Lucy at the end. But that wraps it up. There's lots to cover. Excited to get into crypto majors, etc. And by all means, make sure you're commenting, asking questions.
Yes.
Keep this interactive.
Exactly. Thank you, Rhodes. Before we go on, we also have my boy Yoni hopped on here. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with the streams, what's up, Yoni? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, bro. What's going on?
Not much, but Yoni, he's an investor, super talented musician in the music industry. Him and I have become super close. He gives us a ton of insight on these streams on like some AI stuff and a lot of stuff he's doing. So, what's up, Yoni? How you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, bro. Literally just got back from Costa Rica last night and dialing in this morning.
Hell yeah, brother. How was your trip? Good?
Yeah, it was good.
Hell yeah.
It kind of dumped, and then started pumping again. It was kind of a wacky one.
Yeah, before yesterday or the last few days, there wasn't much moving as far as the fungible coins go. But yeah, just since Pangu happened, there's been some upside. Obviously, AI's XBT, which Yoni pointed out to me a couple of weeks ago. We'll definitely go over that. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to the majors. We already have 250 people on here at 11 minutes into the stream. That's awesome. Crypto Envy says, any thought on Streamflow or Island TGE? Yeah, we'll go over Island, bro. Stefano says, hello, guys. What's up, Stefano? But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, make sure I don't have anything open that I don't want to open. All right, cool. Share screen. StreamYard, boom. You're all right. So Sol USD. Let's go to Bitcoin first. All right, it's been pretty calm the last few days. Bitcoin came up. It's been pretty calm for Sol and ETH. But since the last time we were on the stream was Friday, correct? So right here.
Yeah, Bitcoin did a new all-time high, no?
Yes, sir. So yeah, I think we're on this stream. Same theme again. My base case again is that the crypto majors and crypto is going to continue to move up as long as we don't get some crazy black swan or something out of left field. Bitcoin, and that's exactly what Bitcoin did. No consolidation here. I think it's going to continue to grind up. Obviously, there will be corrections in between, just like this big one we got in November. Expecting Bitcoin to continue to grind up. The higher it grinds up, really, the better, because more liquidity will flow into our smaller coins eventually. I do think Bitcoin going to continue to grind up. ETH looks pretty similar to Bitcoin. Or actually, all three of the majors look different. To me, I drew this here probably yesterday or the day before. What I'm expecting, ETH is to come down here, keep chopping, probably consolidate for a bit, and then head higher as well. My base case, again, guys, is that ETH, for the foreseeable future over the next few months, will lead all three of the majors, especially against Bitcoin. I think for the last few weeks on these streams, we've been saying again that Sol would, underperform Bitcoin or underperform ETH, and ETH's been up 20% against Sol over the last month. I do think that trend is going to continue, and a lot of this altcoin run is going to be led by ETH exploding. So yeah, I do think ETH is going to chop down a little bit more here, possibly next week. Maybe over the next few weeks. We are coming into Christmas. I do expect ETH to move back above 4,000 and then eventually back to all-time highs. And then ETH Bitcoin.
Hey, Ben, before you move on, I was watching a show this morning, and I don't know if you guys know who Ben Cohen is, but it's a fairly well-known kind of like, I guess crypto expert. He was saying that next year Ethereum is going to outperform MicroStrategy. What do you think of that take?
I wouldn't really know how to like compare those two, right? Like what's the micro strategies like market cap? I don't even know.
I think it's possible. I think it's actually highly possible.
The play is, it's essentially saying that if Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin, but on a little bit of steroids, right? Because that's what MicroStrategy is.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's perfect that you said that. That kind of touches on what I was going to go over next with ETH Bitcoin. whether ETH Bitcoin, I think it's probably going to chop and hold this low and probably chop out a little bit more. But even if it comes back down one more time to this low, forms a nice double bottom, I think we're either very close or ETH Bitcoin's already bottomed out or it's very close. And that, especially if we can get a move back above this channel to about 5 cents, a very unpopular take, but I think over the next few years, ETH Bitcoin not only going to make it back to 0.10, which is like a 3x from here, but is going to make new all-time highs. I do think ETH, the platform, over the long term, with how much is going to be built on blockchain in general, how much block space demand with NFTs, everything going to be in NFT contracts, all these different stuff. Meme coins, obviously, RWA, DeFi, all this different stuff. I do think ETH, the platform, everything that's going to be built on it is going to be worth more in market cap than Bitcoin. Of course, this could take a while to play out, but I do think this is going to be reflected in the ETH Bitcoin chart where, again, essentially the last few years has been a correction, and that either now or over the next few months, over the next few years, essentially, ETH will move up strongly against Bitcoin and will become the top cryptocurrency in market cap. And that's my base case. So how long does that take to play out? Who knows? Could be a couple years, could be 6 months. I have no clue. But I do think ETH is going to outperform the other two majors in the short term, short and midterm. Let's see here. AVAX, another one we've been hot on, I think is in a nice correction here. Crypto gaming, despite whatever's going on with CyberKongs, is about to heat up on the precipice of that. A lot of these big games are built on Avalanche. So if you're looking for a coin to maybe just park some money in where you don't really have to worry about too much, Avalanche, AVAX, I think is going way higher from here. If you guys have any like bigger coins that are on TradingView you want me to look at, definitely put them in the comments.
You want to run the Bitcoin ETH or Bitcoin dominance charts before
Yeah,
we go
yeah.
on to
Yeah, I was looking at ETH Bitcoin, but we'll look at Bitcoin Dom. Theodora says, "What's up, Bren and the entire B3L team? Hope you're all doing well." Yeah, shout out to you, Theodora. Braid, appreciate you. Could you give the hedge chart a look? Of course I can. When we get on to memes. So yeah, the way the show's gonna go, we're gonna go over majors here for maybe five or so more minutes, and then we will go on to memes, NFTs, and everything else. So Play-Doh, to answer your question, we will look at hedge when it comes to the meme coin section. So Bitcoin dominance in a it is pulling back to the upside here. I do think very likely it is probably topped out here temporarily. Again, because ETH, I do think this move up here, this move down here in November was powered a lot by ETH just skyrocketing. I think we're going to see the same thing here going into the new year, where ETH is going to go up like crazy against Bitcoin and probably create another leg down in Bitcoin dominance. But if Bitcoin dominance were to come down one more time down to this low and hold that, it is possible it's forming a bottom where maybe fucking Russia or some crazy country announces a Bitcoin buy, or Apple or some crazy shit, and it just skyrockets. Always possible, but I do tend to think this next leg down will probably break lower here due to how ETH is looking here. But again, if we can hold this low for another week, Bitcoin dominance could very well bottom out and could move higher. Something definitely to keep an eye on. But yeah, let's see. Tia, Jake AF says, "What's up, boys? What's up, Jake?" Kuro Bakaran. I just butchered that. Says, "Look at KDA." Yeah, we'll do that. Let's look at Tia really quick. I do want to look at Doge and a few others too. Celestia. This is one I have not looked at in a minute. So it has been correcting since February.
This was a darling coin of last December. Remember, cutting the run from I think it was like $6 or $7 to was it like 25 or something?
Remind me,
Crazy.
is this like a layer one or what is it?
Yeah, it's a modular layer one. It's supposed to be like the highest tech. Apparently, like other layer ones sit on top of it. It's the team and everything. I remember everything on Cosmos ecosystem was super hot last December, and you would get any airdrop just by holding Celestia. So yeah.
Gotcha. So a lot of airdrops and stuff. Guys, I don't think you realize we have 432 people already on here in 20 minutes. That is awesome. That's definitely pretty crazy. US says, excited for you guys to look at hedge and our dividend paying hedge in NFTs. Yeah, pretty bullish on the hedgings as well. Moya says, what's good? What's up, Moyes? Excuse me, I'm probably butchering the fuck out of all your guys' names, but excuse me. Uh, Celestia, again, I will say what it does have going for it. Nice correction here. I do think it's one of the probably the older ones that do have like a strong community or whatever behind it that hasn't run yet. It has been consolidating, holding this low for 3 months, which is definitely bullish. My kind of base case that as long as the market is strong, if this continues to chop down here, I think it is probably going to bottom out between here and $4. It could always just turn up right from here. But the fact that it's been holding this low for 3 months is very, very bullish. I expect it between here and there that this will be like kind of a peak bottom and very, very likely will shift up with the rest of the market probably next year. So if it does come down right here, I would not be spooked. I would add or just hold. So yeah, Celestia, one of the older coins.
Take a look at hype if you can, unless we have other requests. I wanted to take a look at hype. Hype, like
Oh
Hyperliquid.
yeah. Of course, that's very relevant right now too. Hype for me, guys. I don't know why I didn't use Hyperliquid. I always heard of it. I'm a huge perps guy. I've just been using Bybit. I've been lucky enough to have an account on there, so so I've been using that completely. Just like I should have been using that because obviously an amazing airdrop for whoever got that. Super stoked. Awesome execution. Usually these big airdrops with people are dropped millions of dollars literally on their heads usually ends up getting a huge washout. But the way Hype has done things, doing the buybacks, just I'm still learning a lot about it. But I do think Hype and Hyperliquid probably has a lot of mind share. It continues to do cool things. Will stay around. But as far as the coin, guys, the way I would handle this is if you're up big, take some profits on the way up. A lot of people are saying, Hyperliquid going to be a top 5 coin, all this shit, which definitely possible, right? But you don't want to be caught holding the bag. That if and when this coin, again, with people having millions of dollars given to this for free, if and when this does get a major 60-70% correction, you want to be taking some profits before that happens, guys. Pay yourself, get not even risk free, but because a lot of it's free money, but take some profits, pay yourself, take some profits off the board because inevitably this will see a 60-70% correction like all these airdrops do. But it's an amazing feat that, again, it's gone up only for days now. So congrats on to anybody who's made money on this. My advice to you, take profits on the way up. Could very well go up. I necessarily wouldn't be adding here because, again, of how much it's up, how high of a valuation it's already at now. But with that being said, I hope this continues up. I think Hyperliquid's great. I think on-chain perps are the future, and it's definitely something I support. So I know there's so much more that they do as well. Thoughts on Sui? Yes, we'll go over Sui. What about Lo-Fi and Blue? Definitely we'll go over that. I'm a college kid, and Hedge actually goated. Peep it. Yeah, we'll definitely look at Hedge. Sui. Damn, 500 people on here already. Love to see that. Sui... So, same kind of thing with Sui with Hyperliquid, guys. Sui probably will continue to do well. Usually the stuff that does well in the beginning of the cycle outperforms and continues to do well. Hence why a lot of these memes are going to do really well next year. So Sui, all I can say is I do think it continues to go up. It's not my top bet as far as L1s go right now. I do think there's probably a better risk to reward in Polkadot and AVAX. With that being said, if you are a Sui guy, take profits on the way up, maybe, but I think it's probably going to keep going up. You might get another few X's from this next year. Who knows? But yeah, Sui looks good. No signs of stopping yet. No consolidation really. But like anything, take profits on the way up. And yeah, Sui's been doing great. I do want to look at KDA. Someone asked about that. Yeah, we'll look at XRP as well. So KDA, whatever. So the one thing this does have going for it, big consolidation for the last year and a half. And now what you want to be seeing here is a break above this consolidation. That's kind of the final step where, okay, it's bottomed out. Because until that does rise above there, or break above there, it could always come back down one more time and keep going in this consolidation. But again, due to this having almost a year, more than a year of consolidation, very likely similar to Celestia, is just finding its bottom here. Best case scenario, it just rips above here, goes to 250. But if it does come down one more time, probably a good area to add. I definitely would hold. I do think with the strength of the bull market, this eventually probably does have another run, maybe back to all-time highs. So I definitely would be holding. If it does come down one more time, you might want to add XRP. Kiru, I just went over KDA right now. I hope you saw it. XRP. So amazing, fucking crazy move. Super bullish. Even if you don't want to have XRP, there's definitely some things to study here. And that is study Colts. Study what years in the game of like a crazy cult like, thing, movement brings. The reason why this is going up so much is because all these people that were trading it back in 2021, 2022 are coming back in the game. But the biggest thing is those people aren't selling. They think it's going to $500. They think it's going to be the world reserve currency, whatever it may be. So that what that creates is a no sell pressure. And that's why these things, once they pick up, just go straight up, right? And even if you're not in XRP, study, what's going on here. The reason, XRP going up, same reason I'm so bullish on Giga, MOG, SPX, lock-in, because they have these same cult dynamics. Obviously not as strong because these coins are like a year old versus XRP being 8 years. With that being said, though, those same cult dynamics are going to bring Giga, SPX, lock-in, MOG to the 5, 10, 15, 20 billion next year. So XRP specifically, I do have a long position all the way down here, posted in the Boss Man Calls channel. So I have been taking profits pretty aggressively over $2. I still have about half of my long position in here, just riding risk-free. I do think this is going to go to the multiple $2, $3, probably $5 next year. Not the best risk to reward necessarily from here. With that being said, I do think it probably is going to continue to rip higher.
Wait, yo, Bren, on
let's
that topic, while you're kind of like going over the majors, I just had to ask a question because it relates to all this. So I was just away for the weekend. I ran into a bunch of my friends who all do incredible things in real world, and they're used to investing in stocks primarily. If they're in crypto, they're primarily just in Bitcoin. Maybe they have 50, 30K sitting around in their Coinbase right now, primarily in ETH, a couple thousand in Doge, a couple thousand, like some of these standard portfolios I've been seeing between friends. They might have a Bitcoin and then have like 30 to 40K playing in between Ethereum, Sol, maybe some XRP, some Doge. How would you think for something like that would be the best way to kind of advise them on taking that spend, like between 30 to 50K, let's say, based on all these kind of coins that are within the top 20 or top 10s over the course of the next year, given that most of these people aren't, they don't think they're investing in Amazon. Obviously, they're willing to play, but they're not trying to play these, games with crazy swings. So kind of a balance between a reliable bet, but still something with enough upside, right? Whereas Ethereum, it was hard for me to maybe say, like, yeah, if you really are looking for that upside, you should keep your 30K in Ethereum, even though it's a safer bet and it will be around in 10 years, right?
Yeah, that's a great question, bro. What I would do, and we can talk more direct strategy, but I do think what you want to do is that's a great thing. Yeah, Ethereum, I think it still has a ton of upside, but even if you want to get a little lower than that, the best strategy to go with these type of people to kind of anybody really to kind of get their feet wet is get them into coins that they're familiar with. I would go with Doge again because a lot of these people they're familiar with it. So
So would you say like a full port in Doge or WIF, right? Because I was thinking like one of the bigger memes is obviously something that would have the type of upside that they're looking for. But when you really look at Doge, even if it does have another 2x or 3x, right, it's a lot of money that still needs to get pumped in. And for someone spending a 30K or 50K bag, they might be looking for more upside than that, right? So it's kind of like.
So what I would do is, and I know, we've talked about this people. I think these people, whatever, trust you a lot. I would go, have them some Doge, whatever, and then I would have them buy some fucking Giga Chat on Coinbase or something where it's a little lower, but it's on Coinbase. They realize it's, whatever, stuff like that. So we'll talk about that. But that's what I would have them do is get
maybe
them
like a MOG or a Giga, like something that's listed on an exchange, but still has like real upside in it.
Exactly. And then the thing is, it's like a lot of these times, maybe you get them into SPX and we've already seen this. It corrects 40%. They don't know too much about it. They're like, what the fuck? Like Yoni, like whatever. Whereas if it's Doge corrects 15%. They're familiar with it. They've seen Elon Musk talk about it. People feel a little bit more confident and aren't stressing as much about it, I would think. So that's the way I would go. And then, yeah, I'd have them buy some Giga Chat on Coinbase and enjoy the 20x next year.
Yes, and maybe like a split between the high, like Doge, and then some of the smaller cap memes that are still on exchanges.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good strategy for anybody if you guys are, maybe aren't so much in the meme coin game. You're used to altcoins or you're in NFTs and you're really just kind of getting your feet wet in memes. Definitely get like 80% of your money like into these like Giga Chat, like the stuff that's solid, and then play the rest of your money in the other stuff. What were you gonna say, Yoni?
No,
that was it.
it's me for Loco.
Oh, my bad.
I was saying that meme coins are easier to understand, but also if you wanna kind of like tell them a little bit to get their kind of like
even
their
in alts, I was considering maybe alts with more.
So if they want to do some research on, for instance, RWA, I think like Ondo or like
Ondo.
Mantra. I don't know if they're on Coinbase, but if they are,
Ondo is
anything that. I mean, you just saw Trump buy like a shit ton of any DeFi on ETH.
We can talk about that too. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So if you definitely kind of like tell them, hey, go to CoinMarketCap and see, top RWA or DeFi protocols on ETH. Because if we believe that ETH is going to do well and they don't want to buy ETH, and also they don't want to go, play options on the stock market with Ethereum ETF, then perhaps they just buy DeFi protocols or RWA protocols.
Is Ondo like
very well vetted
already? I don't even looked at that.
I just feel like
Ondo
it
pumped
is.
a little bit when
I would get him in Giga Chat and fucking Doge while they're pulling back.
Yeah, I think that that's a really good point. It's almost just like you have to have a lot of conviction, right? Because if you think about it, it might not be a lot of money to them, but you're essentially saying like full port one or two things. So even whether it's an alt or whatever it is, you need to have like
you can buy the Coinbase 500 or whatever, Coinbase 50.
Yeah,
right?
I think
that's the way.
Well, the reason why I'm saying this is because the meme coin market, as much as you believe on Dogecoin or not, the meme coin market it's heavily saturated across multiple memes, and I know it's gonna do much better. But the RWA market, for instance, is very interesting right now because they're getting a ton of investments and it's not really as saturated. So something that they could probably explore as well.
Yeah. Ondo, I would. Yeah, I think Ondo specifically is kind of already up. I would
know a lot of them are like Ondo, Pendle, HBAR. Also, some of the good ones that aren't there, they're not traded on. Like on Coinbase, and Coinbase.
That's not necessarily how I'd go. Like somebody who's going to buy one or two coins. Again, I do agree with RWA is going to do really well. But if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, and you and I, we can talk about it later. But again, I would go stuff that has a lot of upside while they're still familiar with, and then stuff like Giga Chad where they can directly watch it on Coinbase. But with that being said, I do want to get back to the chat. Someone said, great points though. That's honestly, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are in that position, kind of wondering how they should navigate the meme coin stuff. So, great question. Kiro asks, what are the safe 5 to 10x bets for the next 6 months? Great question, Kiro. For me, we'll go over this. We're about to probably transition to memes here in a second. But for me, I think the best risk to reward right now are in the cult or at least the solidified memes that have been correcting for the last 2 or 3 months. That is the Gigas, SPX, Mogs, Lock-in, Ticker Bitcoin, and then even stuff like Zero Bro and stuff that's been correcting over the last few months. Those I think not only are solidified, are in good corrections, great entries, but I think those are the best, have the best shot to go to those 5, 10, 20, 50 billion market caps if any coins are going to do that. So yeah, Giga, Mog, SPX, Lock-in especially, Harambe, those last two, great areas, super capitulated, I think definitely good entries. So yeah, can't go wrong with those. Can you look at Flow? Yeah, Flow. Wow, I haven't thought about Flow in a while. It's like, what are they even doing NFT wise nowadays? Do you guys know Flow blockchain?
No, I don't know.
Dead. No, I think they were doing some collectible stuff with the NFL and stuff most recently. That's the last I heard from them. Same kind of thing as that last one you guys brought up. Not Celestia, but the other one, I think very likely probably going to bottom out between here and 50 cents. And eventually probably move higher with the rest of the market. Obviously hasn't seen, bottomed out again like 2 years ago almost now. So that's crazy. How did we already look at this? It literally looks like identical to the last chart I looked at.
Dude, there's so many, all the charts look the same.
Yeah, a lot of these ones that haven't gone up yet from the last few years have. So yeah, Flow, what it has going for it again, like a year and a half consolidation. So I do think it's probably going to move higher eventually. And then, wow, 720 people out here at 135. This is awesome. What are your thoughts on Trust? Yeah, we'll go over memes in just a second here, guys. I want to make sure I get to all your guys' stuff here on TradingView. Doge. Again, I think I haven't looked at Doge the last few days here. Still consolidating. Very, very good chance here, guys, that Doge is just forming a corrective consolidation and is going to move higher between here and that 36 cents mark. I do think this next move up is going to probably be more powerful even than this one. And again, we're almost like a little bit less than like a 2x away from all-time highs and like a 2.5x away from $1. For those of you guys know, been around for a while, know how huge that dollar mark is. I think we're not only going to hit that dollar, but fucking smash right through it. So yeah, beautiful. I would hold Doge, maybe even add a little bit more to it. I've been treating Doge kind of like another major, like the fourth major, whereas I'm taking a lot of profits from my smaller meme coins into Doge, kind of treating it like Sol, but with more upside in the short term. Yeah, hedge. You hedge motherfuckers are just relentless. I love
It's
it though.
the hedge raid for sure.
No, I know that's a bullish sign. Bullish on that for real. AI. Okay, so yeah, let's go pull into memes. Anything that I missed? Let's go ApeCoin really quick. I think ApeCoin's gonna rip from here, guys. Personally, and I think is gonna squeeze pretty hard here. If the other side, if I think they're gonna start accelerating some with a lot of stuff they're doing there. But yeah,
ApeCoin
anything
could be a cool bet right now. I think.
other or Ape?
Yeah, ApeCoin.
Yeah, I agree.
Just relooking at the stuff we normally talk about, everything's kind of ripping, consolidating from the last like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Been pretty quiet. Pretty much everything non-NFTs have been pretty quiet. Great point. Panda says talk about Pengu. Of course. I'll go ahead and I'll start with Pengu and the meme coin stuff. Oh, Sol. Yeah, we went over Sol a little bit, but I'll do a quick recap for you, brother. Oh, did we even go over Sol? No, we didn't.
No, we skipped it to ETH and dominance. Yeah.
Wow, how dare I? Okay. So, honestly, as far as like higher time frame corrections, Sol has the most beautiful one. No consolidation up top. Clear lows, bounce, low, bounce. Here, consolidation right before coming down. This is textbook here, guys. And then especially we got another corrective channel towards that low. This kind of just makes it a double bottom type, like really strong peak bottom like kind of pattern. So always possible it comes down one more time. Unlikely. I do think very likely, again, due to this coil up on the higher time frames, and then plus the lower time frame coil up. I do think very likely is bottomed out from here, and we should run it back to 250, and then soon after all-time highs, probably early next year. So you guys got to be aware. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. We probably will get a slowdown for a few. I don't know what day Christmas falls on this year, but probably will get a slowdown for at least a few days. Same thing with New Year's Eve, but we're looking strong heading into the new year. So I think Sol's going to continue to rip up from here. Maybe outperforms ETH in the very short term. But past that, I think ETH's going to continue to rip higher against Sol. So with that being said, why is the comments not loading?
You know what I think about Sol, and I don't know if you think the same. I think part of this kind of like rally in the last 24 hours, well, last 24 hours, last, I guess, 6-7 hours is because of people swapping Pengu for Sol. Do you think that's an option, possibility?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely. And people just buying Sol in general to like, yeah, no, definitely what you said makes sense to me for sure. And yeah,
Because
people
7 million wallets qualified for the airdrop. 7 million wallets. That's what Lucas said, which means that whoever's not holding, right? Because it went from 5 billion to 2.5 billion, are swapping probably to Sol. But maybe there's also because Bitcoin is close to, what is it like right now? 108, 107, 106, 106. So maybe all of them are rallying, but. In the last few days, I was definitely noticing that Solana was showing some weakness against Bitcoin, significantly. When you consider that all of them are majors, but definitely Solana was not showing a lot of strength until now. I guess we'll see.
For some reason, the chat got messed up when I exited out. It's showing like just the first like 10 messages. Hopefully it catches up. but I'll get back to your guys' stuff. I think that's a
I have the
good
chat
transition.
still, so I can run it.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and transition to meme coins. I'm gonna get some water while I do this here. My dry mouth, but yeah, I do think memes again for me. What I've been accumulating is the kind of cult meme coin stuff, the no brainers to me, which are just easy 10 to 10x pluses next year, where they're currently at in their corrections. So I've been going heavy again on the Gigas, XPX, Mogs, lock-ins, even though I've already had a huge position in them over the last, this last year. Those are the ones I've been adding to my super high conviction, just no brainer bets. Once those start to go up, then I'll start going heavier maybe into to other stuff that hasn't run yet. But yeah, that's just for me. Nothing's changed. I bought made Giga Chad my top meme coin position in general on this correction before the whole Coinbase thing. So same thing with SPX. Really just added to those bags as well as the AI stuff, which we will go over. But
You
I
want to
mean, if
pull up
you're
Pengu right now? If you're
yeah,
still
let's go ahead and
sharing.
pull up Pengu.
Pengu is the meme coin of the day. We have to.
Yeah, and that's another good conversation too. A lot of people are calling is. Go ahead.
I didn't see it on Trading View before, but there's another one called Peng. So it's not the same one. I don't know if you guys remember that one, Peng. I think it was a Cabal token. But
Yeah,
but
I'll
I was
pull it
gonna
up
say,
on a.
yeah,
I'll pull it up on a deck
deck
screener.
screener. But
But it's a
before
good
you pull that
conversation. A
up,
lot of
I
people.
think there's something actually a headline that is FTX is going to be distributing partial distributions in March, which I think it actually is going to extend the bull market a little bit. That's actually huge news. A lot of people have liquidity tied up on FTX, and I think that's going to trigger a further altcoin season.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll
think they're
see.
paying out in USD, to be honest, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. But I do agree 100%. And I think they're getting paid back like 125% of what they lost in USD, which is
yeah,
definitely
massive.
good. Pangu, what I was going to say too is big conversation around is Pangu a meme coin? Is it a utility token? Whatever. I do think, Murad put it perfectly. It's like we put the term meme coin and all these things, but really it's just tokenized communities. That's all these things are. You can put whatever label you want on them. But I do think Pengu is one of the most the Pudgy Penguins on the whole ecosystem is one of the strongest cult like communities already. And you can call it a meme coin, you can call it a utility token. I tend to think there's going to be a mix of both of those. But all that matters is that Pudgy Penguins are one of the strongest Web3 communities with the most time in the game out of anything, with a great operator and Luca Nets and everything they're doing there. So with that being said, I do think the Pengus. I do think this is the first time I've looked at the chart since I woke up earlier. I do think if we were able to get some consolidation here for a little bit, this might be a nice bottom. Always could bleed lower. I did get a drop for a few of my NFTs for getting a roll, but I haven't really looked at how much. But for
Right
me,
now, is it the third largest coin on Solana? Meme coin on Solana? I think it is, right? After
yeah, if you put it in the
Monk
meme
and
category for sure, it's I think it's up there, right? I think it is the top Solana meme. If you want to put it in that category for
it's with
sure.
Whiff and Bonk. I think like close to 3 billion. So
Oh,
just in
okay.
the first day. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, again, if it can hold this low, I think it might bottom out here. Either way, with the way I'm treating this, if you got a Pudgy Penguin, you know, I would take off if it was me, I'd take off 25% of my of what I have, hold the rest. For me, I got a smaller drop. I don't have a Pudgy ecosystem what NFT. So I'm just going to hold my airdrop. I do think with a good operator, good community, all that, I do think this coin is going to go up long term. Is 2 billion a great place to enter? Is it my most like am I stoked to buy here at 2 billion? No. But overall long term, I do think Pengu could do very well long term. So I almost hope it bleeds slower. And takes another few weeks. Let's hype die down, get some consolidation, and so I can buy with size. But
I was thinking, and I don't know if you guys seen that close to 70% has been claimed already. Is that right? Is that actual
I haven't heard
data?
that. That's crazy.
Bro,
Um,
can we see that on Dune dashboard somewhere? Because that would be actually interesting to see when most of it has been claimed. I mean, there's really not that much more downside, at least for the time being. But maybe I'm wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if Rhodes has that, that'd be cool. Let's see. Again, the chat's super fucked up. The most recent one I can see is AI coins on ETH. ALK. We'll look at ALK. Excuse me. Murad talked with Hedge Mod the other. Yeah, no, Hedge is super cult. Like, I like Hedge. Someone asks, is Wolf on Soul just dead forever? I don't know if it's dead forever, but it's insane that it's not seeing any type of strength on this. It's crazy too. The Wolf on ETH. I don't know if you saw this, Yoni. I don't know if you're here, but Wolf on ETH.
Yeah, I'm here. And fuck Wolf on Soul.
You see Wolf on ETH ran to 200 mil though. That blew my mind the other day.
Yeah, and I actually was happy about it.
Yeah. I'm happy for my Wolf on Soul or Wolf on ETH motherfuckers, but us holding Wolf on Soul are wrecked.
I sold the bottom of Wolf on Soul. I gave up on it a couple months ago, and I hate them forever.
Yeah. Oh,
that
was a good decision. You
is
seen
that
this?
part of the what is it? The part of the same family as those guys?
Yeah, it's a Matt Fury
It
meta.
was like the whole Matt Fury meta that was like whatever for a sec.
And they had some big names backing it, big channels that were kind of like making it their like only posting about it. It's pretty crazy because it actually had a legit community behind it. I had a lot of people in the channel actually changed their PFP to this Wolf thing. Still people to this day asking. So I don't know what's going on with this. Crazy to see it absolutely just still collapse despite all the demand coming in to meme coins. But yeah, I mean, to whoever asked about it, I personally would not buy it here. Always a chance that something, causes it to pump. But this chart, to be honest, just looks terrible. And this is coming from someone who bought a lot, probably 10x higher, right? I didn't buy a lot, but a good amount. So yeah, I
bought a lot, 10x higher, more than 10x, maybe 20x higher.
Yeah. So whoever ruined this coin, you wrecked my boy Yoni. So you have hell coming to you. No, I'm just kidding. But this 5.8 mil. Here, yeah, I would probably stay away from this, but who knows what can happen. Only 30% has been claimed, says Mick Jenkins. What do you think about lo-fi?
30%?
Yeah, that's what Mick Jenkins.
Really?
He posted a link in the chat as well.
Well, I was hearing a lot of whales are waiting for the New Year's for tax purposes.
I'm obsessed with lo-fi, Bren.
Maybe so.
Yes, sir.
I'm obsessed with this coin. It just keeps ripping, keeps correcting, and keeps ripping. I've been in since like 13 million. I love this coin.
Yeah, man. Oh, you're in it? Good to hear.
Yeah, but for super small money, it's like I made a Sui trade. When I swapped, I only had like $2,500 or something, and I just took it. It was the only meme that I took on Sui at like 13 million, and it just kept performing for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, this has been a huge cook for us and the channel. It's kind of like the first big Sui meme. I guess a lot of the Sui founders have like interacted with the Twitter and stuff like that. So kind of the first like big, people are calling it the Brett of Sui. I mean, it's performed that way so far. Beautiful price action. Again, a ton of names behind it. A lot of, controversy around, it's bundled, blah, blah, blah. 100% valid. I think it's just, again, bundles and stuff definitely present a lot of risk and definitely something you want to keep an eye on. But there are those outliers where the team is just fucking cracked. They have
also the winner mute thing, right?
The what?
The winner mute thing.
Yes, for sure. That exactly that plays into it. But the what was I saying? Fuck. It's pretty much like the first big meme on Sui, and the beautiful price action. A lot of people, again, whatever I do. The bundling. Bundles obviously present risk, but then you have a team that's super cracked and interacting with the Sui founders and all that. Supply distribution or supply control kind of acts as a kind of a bullish catalyst in that sense. Obviously, still something to keep an eye on, but with this being bundled, I think it is actually a bullish sign. Same kind of thing we saw with Nero, like the one that wasn't the CTO one before it went crazy. I do think this has a chance of hitting $1 billion. I still have a pretty fat position in it. I'm holding. So, lo-fi does look good. Looks very good price action. Janon, we'll look at Janon. Is Cheyenne dead? I think it's kind of the same kind of thing as Wolf Braid with Cheyenne. Could it recover? Yeah. But it's not something it's not my most high conviction bet right now. Janon, been consolidating here for since September. You want to see this low hold. If it just collapses through here, again, same kind of thing as Wolf, could recover, but not a chart I love to see. I think what would be really bullish if it holds this low here and just we get a big fat green candle, like weekly candle here. At that point, you probably know it's bottomed out and it probably runs it back. But if I had to guess, I think Janan probably runs it back. I'm going to try to
ask if a coin's dead, it's probably dead.
What? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Normally, if you have to ask if a meme coin's dead, it's probably dead.
I would kind of second that, even though you could be wrong, and there obviously are going to be cases where we're wrong on that. But I think more often than not, he's right about that.
If it's like down 95% and like nobody's talking about it, absolutely. But I think a lot of people mistake like 50% corrections for something being dead. But absolutely. I mean, if it's obvious, like if you're like not like if it's Wolf and it's down 99%, nobody's talking about it. Yeah, you can probably not the best bet. Definitely
Hey,
most likely dead.
unless there's any other requests, can we pull up this website, Cookie.fun? I wanted to talk about AI meme coins. See if you guys want to transition there.
Let me just knock out a few of these requests and we'll go on to the AI stuff as well. I think, again, because there's so many viewers, we can probably stay on a little bit longer today. If anybody has to get off, we can do that. But 930 people in here, guys. That's awesome. Love to see. Let's go ahead and do a quick reset. Yeah, 934. We're about to hit a record here halfway through the show. So let's go ahead and do a reset real quick. If you guys are coming in from the Bossman Calls channel, you followed us organically on Twitter, wherever you found us. Appreciate you guys for being here. We do this show twice a week. On Tuesday, like today, at 1 p.m. PST, Fridays at 10 a.m. PST. My name is Bren. For those of you guys who don't know me, been obsessed with this crypto shit for like 8 years now. Been locked out of my Twitter for about 5 or 6 months. Unfortunately, I'm on the brink of getting that back, kind of the last steps of recovering that. Definitely, definitely be super active on there. When I'm not, since I'm not on Twitter, I spend a lot of my time in the Bossman Calls Telegram channel, which I run, just own, whatever you want to call it, with my buddy Bossman. We've been working together for about a year now. When I joined up with them, we had 300 members. We just smashed, I think, 33K or something the last few weeks. I think, again, a lot of people making money from our trade ideas in there, but the biggest thing is we just prioritize education, doing streams like that. So definitely check out the Bossman Calls channel. And then here we got, again, Rhodes, Danksy, and for Loco, 3 of my great friends who run a B3L, Bridge 3 Labs, which is what the page we're currently doing the stream on. So definitely check out what they're doing. They have a kind of an alpha group / NFT project, whatever you want to call it, with a ton of smart people in there. They're doing a lot of great stuff. Love all 3 of these guys. So definitely check out, give them a follow. And then, like I said earlier, got one of my best friends here, Yoni. Again, talented musician, investor, providing a ton of good insights and asking a lot of great questions that a lot of you guys, I'm sure, have the same of. So love having him on. So yeah, guys, like I said, we do this stream twice a week. Love to have you guys on here. 950 people on here halfway through the show is a blessing. Thank you guys so much for being on here with us. We are going to finish up the meme coin stuff here in a second, go on to the AI stuff, and then we will hit NFTs as well. Hawk says, I'm still holding so much Wolf on Soul. Yeah, hang in there, brother. I hope something happens from that. Unfortunate to see, but it happens. What do you think about Nothing Coin? I don't know what that is. I looked it up. 2 goats. Dude, there's 4 goats in here. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. No. How about Uni? Let's see here. Oh, shit. Uni's another one on Sui. That has had some nice price action coming out of a nice correction here. I think this is going to go higher and break above that at 34 cents high. Let's see if I miss. Oh, Colt. Colt is another one for the same reason. I'm bullish on Pengu. Just a Colt-like community, right? That's already top 3 to 5 Colt in Web3 in general in Miladies. Obviously it's been washed out a bit. A lot of people had the pre-sale, but I think if we can get a bit of consolidation here, I've already been buying Colt. I do think under 180, I think this is a future $1 billion meme coin or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on Colt, and I'll definitely be accumulating. Love to be here. Thanks, Bren, and the entire team at B3O. Yeah, no worries. Let's go ahead and move on to the AI stuff, like you said, for Loco.
Yeah,
if you don't have
I wanted to plug in, and I think aside from the intro, in a B3L community, aside from being kind of like a group of investors, we are about to open a launchpad for AI, developers and entrepreneurs. So if you're building something in AI or with AI agents, that's something that we're also focusing and actively investing on. So just wanted to
Hell
make
yeah.
sure that everyone knows about that. But yeah, let's move on to the.
That's
I think
epic.
the best. So
I said that's epic. I didn't know about that. Congrats. That's
yeah,
epic.
I
Yeah.
think it's something that we really want to focus in next year is really supporting more builders in the space, and especially with anything related AI and crypto is something we're excited and interested to invest in. So if anyone's interested, check it out on B3L. Bridge3 Labs is our Twitter, and you can find our information there. But if you want to pull up cookie.fun, that's the website I've been really actively kind of like tracking the AI agents. I don't know if you guys have been in that website yet. Cookie.fun. Uh,
Cookie.
yeah, cookie.fun. And it kind of like tells you a little bit about the mindshare of AI tokens.
So
Obviously,
how
right
do they
now.
determine this mind share? I've always like kind of curious about that. Like, what is that based on?
So if you go down,
Oh,
there's
Twitter.
a AI, the index. Yeah, so it tells you about the market cap, but also if you the average impressions, who's tweeting about it. So you can see some of the accounts that are tweeting about those things. It tells you, what kind of visibility and attention these tokens have. Right now, obviously, Falcon is the number one by a big chunk. I think it's close to 15%. And then you kind of like go down the list, and there's a bunch of them. Like for instance, Cerebro. I know you guys have a big position on it. Is right now only at 4%. But when you look at the market cap, it's actually one of the top market caps, right? I think there's only a few tokens larger than that. That is Farcoin, Goat, and A16C, right? Most
Look
of
at
the and virtuals.
AIXBT. Look at AIXBT. Always there.
Yes, yeah, 100%. And then obviously there's
Always.
agents and there's protocols like virtuals is a protocol, is not an agent, but anything launched on virtuals like AIXVT is. So, anyways, I've been tracking this website because it really tells you what people are talking about, and how to really track and see when a coin is kind of like maybe losing a little bit of attention and mindshare, and perhaps, I mean, at the end of the day, these are attention tokens, right? Aside from the technology they're building, some of them really are attention tokens. So I don't
Absolutely.
know
I
if
think the way
China
I
says
would
that.
use this, the way I would use this is like if you're seeing a nice correction on the chart, but like it's at the top of the mind share chart, like when there's a divergence between mind share up but price down or hype down, like as far as sentiment, I think it's a really good way to, again, if you see something correcting but it still has a ton of mind share to kind of give you some more uh, conviction in whatever it is. So I think this is super sick. I've always seen these mind share things and have definitely looked at them, but it's cool to understand exactly, how it's made up of. So I think AI's XBT, which I'm super stoked to talk about. Do I not have? Oh, it's because I went here. Okay. AI XBT is actually one that I've seen a ton on Twitter before, but my buddy Yoni here kind of brought it more heavily to my attention. Kind of broke down what he's super bullish on about it. Him and I kind of collabed together and kind of decided, okay, let's get a pretty nice sizable position, whatever medium sized position down here. Now it's was up 2x yesterday, kind of chilling now. But I think AI XBT kind of has everything going for it. Again, super unique in what it's doing. It's kind of spitting out a lot of useful facts, and as well as actually it's spitting out useful facts, but as well as has a personality, like talk shit to people. I remember a week ago, he said, "Oh, you've asked me this shit 3 times or something," and not even those nice of words. So it's pretty funny, stuff like that. A lot of unique stuff that it is the first AI agent. Again, someone correct me if I'm wrong. AI agent in general on virtuals. It's one of the strongest AI ones on base. All these great things going for it. Still at 232 million. I'm sure Yoni could tell you a little bit more what he loves about it as well. But I do think this is going to $1 billion. What do you think, Yoni?
Yeah, I mean everything that you just said, I'm backing. Just even look at the Twitter following. You could just keep it simple.
Well, it's also extremely intelligent. I don't know if you guys see, but the
Exactly.
amount of research and the thoughtfulness on the responses is actually pretty impressive. Like you would
Think
think
about
that
what it's combining. It's combining
yeah.
like comedic genius, like everything that's going on in the space actively, all of this background research, all of the facts that you need right there, kind of doing it all in live time and growing a following while doing it, like bigger than these guys that are just he's like talking shit. It's like almost like
What?
the first
Yeah.
the first the personality aspect is kind of what started driving the AI narrative, right? It was
Right.
first mover, then personality, AI agent, then utility kind of started coming as well. And it was like AI agent now seems to be losing steam if it's not doing things, like the developers aren't doing things, or it autonomously isn't like doing things actively, or starting to provide an actual like value, like real value to people, more than just trying, being funny or talking shit to people, or
Yeah, and there's a inference to it, right? Inference is the AI is actually learning from its previous posts and records. And so, for instance, there was a guy that posted and tagged AIXBT about a token or a ticker like 10 times, and the guy is like, and AIXBT was like, you tweeted about this like 8 times, and I already told you many times. So he was like actually responding with like memory. Yeah, with memory. So pretty crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, AXXBT looks good. I think it's going to continue up. Obviously,
I
Zero
think
Bro.
AIXBT could potentially be one of the biggest crypto Twitter accounts when it's like in a peak bull run. Like people.
How many followers is that right now? Like 100 something?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just crossed 6-digit potential thing, but that's just so far and away. That's way ahead of anything else, right? What else is even remotely behind it?
As far as AI stuff, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, Bully or some of these other ones that have been making noise, but I don't think there's anything remotely close to it.
So we just hit 1K viewers with 30 minutes plus still in the show. It's awesome. Love to see that. The nice 1K mark on the live thing. Love to see that. Thank you guys so much for being on. Zero Bro, though, right now, still my biggest AI meme coin position. I don't know if you guys saw Yoni, but it got winter mute bought a good amount the other day, which usually means some kind of tier 1 exchange is coming. Probably Binance, if I had to guess, but if it went Coinbase, this shit's going to
still my biggest holding too.
Yeah, it's for me, it's already shown the ability for it to create viral content. They released another EP the other day, back when at Art Basel, just continues to produce content that I think has a huge potential to go viral. No Jumper and a bunch of these other big hip hop media outlets have already posted about it. The most bullish part is they're talking about the AI agent itself. It's not some like schemey, like, oh, they're posting the coin. It's the underlying technology is going viral, which is only going to bring mind share to the coin itself. For me, amazing correction since November 21st. This is the ideal situation if you've been trying to get an entry into Zero Bro, where hype is down, price is down. We've got 2 weeks here of consolidation on top with winter mute buying. It's like, this is a time where I think you can buy with size. Even though it's already such a big position, I've added a bit of the coin for me, which will go over NFTs. I bought 10 more of the Zero Born NFTs, so I'm 20 of them deep right now. I do think on the next run here, not only is it going to go up with the coin, but it's going to start to become a leverage bet on the coin due to the NFT market heating up, as well as the meme coin NFT meta about to catch on, I think. I think they're at like 3 SOL right now. I think we could, on this next leg up, say Zero Bro goes to $1 billion. I could see the NFTs at like 15, 20. So for me, that's going to be a nice flip. I'm going to hold my original. I gave one away in the channel. I hold my original 9. I think I could see something like the Zero Born NFTs going to 50 plus SOL. I mean, you saw a D got at what, guys? Like 150, 200 SOL. Back in the last bull.
I mean, what happens if? Think about what happens if I don't know if he gets a song charting.
Exactly, bro. There's so much potential.
If a song charts, I mean,
it's over, right?
I don't know. Yeah, you have no idea.
The whole thing is like they're probably gonna like collab with real like artists and just so much potential.
Honestly, I might add here too. Honestly,
you might what add here? Yeah,
add here also.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is a place you could add in with size. What are the couple of the other big ones? Obviously, Yoni, besides Bully.
We can't move on from AI memes without talking about Fartcoin, which I know Farloco loves. Of course, Fartcoin, Griffin, and Arc.
Okay, and Goat.
Yeah, so Bully, I like Bully more than I did like back here when it was barely correcting. I think this is a kind of a more I don't know, solid correction. I think probably going to rip up from here. I have some Bully that I bought around here, probably a little bit lower. I'm going to hold that. Not my favorite AI meme coin position, but I do think with so much mind share and bigger people backing it, probably going to rip. Probably another one that goes to $1 billion eventually, if I had to guess. But yeah, Bully. Obviously, first AI16Z became the first or the top one. And sorry, top agent or whatever you want to call it. Holy shit! In okay, let's take it slow here. AI16. There we go.
It is annoying to type, to be fair.
I know, right? I always type in A16Z, which is like the
Yeah.
actual fund. It's annoying. But yeah, it became the top one. Now Fartcoin's number one, right? But for a little bit, AI16Z became the top whatever in market cap. I think again it's just builders. Long term, the builder, the operator behind it is what's going to drive drive price and drive everything else. AI16Z obviously is just the top dogs. Obviously people were fudding it, whatever, but I think this is going to continue to go up. And another NFT thing, go look at the AI16Z partners as well, which is the NFT collection. But yeah, this looks, consolidation here, possibility we pull back more. But overall, I think this is going to go to the multiple billions. And then Fartcoin, which my boy Furloco, nailed, bought it a great time.
All together. Yeah. Dude, I call this thing many times in our Virtual Lab Discord, and I don't want to, kind of like give myself flowers, but it really didn't make as much sense until it did, right?
Yeah.
Because the truth is, this token was created by Goat, I believe, at Truth Terminal, right? And at the beginning was kind of like a meme, and really there's not really any AI to it, but it just so happens that normies and Wall Street kind of like noticed it. And look, we are lucky. No one is a genius here, but I accumulated a lot of it at 200 million and at 300 million, and I'm just riding the wave. I don't know how far can this thing go, but my guess is into the billions. So anyways,
much higher, brother.
Yeah.
No, that's great, bro. You nailed this. I'm super stoked for you. Fart is one that I haven't bought, unfortunately, but dude is absolutely ripped. So congrats on whoever made some good gains on this.
I think it's the wrong chart, Brent.
Yeah, this is terrible. Let's see. Hold on, excuse me. Fart/soul. This one. Let's see.
No, that's not it.
Is it Fart coin? Yeah, there we go. We go. Okay, that's a completely different chart. Thank you, Danksy, for pointing that out. Let's see. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, this looks great. No signs of stopping. Probably going to continue to rip. Obviously, take profits on the way up, but I think this one's here to stay. So, Radio AI. I haven't looked at the chart in a bit. They were doing some cool stuff with like those podcasts. They had my boy Bossman like kind of featured on there. Chart doesn't look great. I don't know if they're still around. Chart looks somewhat corrective. I'd have to know if they're still building or still putting out the stuff. But if they are and you still feel the content's good and will go viral, then maybe this is a good time to add. I don't have enough information. Chart looks somewhat corrective, but I would need more info to really have strong conviction on it. Basked. Theodora is Cheyenne dead? I don't know if it's dead, but it's not my favorite chart here. I wouldn't be buying, but hopefully it recovers. Yeah, since this guy's okay, we'll move over to the other memes in a second. As far as AI stuff goes, what else have I missed? Anything that's
well, if you go to the cookie.fun, they can't tell you like. Did you pull out the Go chart yet? Oh, Alchemy is good too.
Yeah, we'll look up Goat. Alk is another one that Yoni and I really like as well. It's I think what I really like is the AI agents that have a lot of mind share, but are kind of doing their own thing. A lot of these AI agents are kind of trying to be the edgy, like talk shit, like bully type, edgy type thing. But I literally like Alk because they're shipping tools and doing a lot of cool stuff there. That's not really just like an AI agent personality, right? And then I really love this correction it's in right now. Super tight, no consolidation up top. I think this is a great place to add if you're looking for a position.
I'm adding here. I added here this morning. I love
nice.
Alk.
Yeah, so do I, dude. So yeah, for whoever asked about Alk, this looks great. I would continue to hold this. I think it's one of the biggest sleepers for $1 billion as well. So Gem XBT, I will look at that real quick. All right, just looked at Gem. I do want to get onto the meme or the NFTs. I think as long as you guys can stay on, we should stay on for maybe 15 or 20 more minutes. If anybody needs to get off, they can. But Hedgens, okay, Gem XBT. Do you know the lore behind this, Yoni? I know you just tapped back in, but locked back in. But do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, dude. So GemXBT actually has a cool thing. The market cap is lower. I saw it around like 2.6. It was having a bounce. It kind of operates the way AIXBT does, but without the personality. So it's just giving you like, which I actually liked. I actually followed it on Twitter, except I'll like set up a separate account because it'll make you respond to it, and then you'll have to shout it out, and then in doing that, it'll give you a breakdown, and it'll give you a graph. It'll tell you like what side of it is trending upwards or downwards, and it's actually really useful. But it's kind of what I've realized about it is it does it like minute to minute basis, and so it could kind of sway you in one direction to the next, and then meanwhile, like 15 minutes later, it could kind of start trending the opposite way, and you have to get a new one on it. So I think it's a little bit tricky, but it's useful. So it's a low market cap or something that seems to be so useful.
GemXBT is cool. He's just a little sketchy. Is what you're saying?
It's not really sketchy. It's just kind of like, I think people will rely on it a lot, and I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do, but I do think it's extremely useful, like as a bot.
Interesting. Yeah, that's definitely one I need to check out more. I did see people talking about it in one of the chats I'm in. So the Hedgens are fucking relentless, man. God, love you guys.
You know, so my boy Johnny, your pick is AIXBT. I think my pick for the cycle is Virtuals, and I have a funny story to share. The founder reached out to me in June, asking me on my DMs, and I posted about it on X, asking me to check the protocol, look at the docs, and everything. Turns out I literally completely faded it because it was on my request DMs.
GG's.
And dude, not only I missed like a cycle like, but also like a generational wealth play here. The founder reached out to me to check the protocol and kind of like give them feedback, right? Because at the time we were working with founders, and dude, that was the biggest fumble I've ever made. But anyways, long story short, we move on. I think this token can go 10 billion plus. So that's another 5x from here. I just think everything that they're doing is super exciting, and I was digging the other day into virtuals and everything, and it's just such an incredible tool. So
a lot of good things in Base's direction, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it just comes down to the builders and the operators, and those guys are just top notch. I would suggest, I sent it to Yoni, but you should go check out Hedge Guy. What the fuck, you hedge people are in my head. Thread Guy. He did a stream with Jesse Powell, the guy at Coinbase. Definitely check that out. I do think that those guys are really focused on. They pretty much asked him like how is crypto gonna go to the masses, or how do we do mass adoption as well as Coinbase? And he said getting it to the creators, like creators and social media people, like influencer people, and getting them into Web3 and making money, which is a super interesting approach. And I do think, again, we're gonna enter like a creator economy where we're already seeing it, where people are going to be able to monetize their content through meme coins or NFTs or all these different ways. So super exciting. Love Coinbase that they're doing stuff like that. Let's definitely move on to the more cult type meme stuff. Hedge, I'll look at that. And then we definitely want to get into the NFTs for like 20, 30 minutes as well. We do have 1.1K people on here. I love to see that. Tetsuo. Real quickly, I'm going to knock out a few of those, and then we definitely want to get to the NFT stuff. Tetsuo, I assume this is the one. Yeah, Griffane. We'll go over Griffane. Is that how you say that? Griffane?
Griffin?
Griffin.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just thought it was Griffin.
Yeah, that's the other one I've been looking at, and I missed this. I think
Griffin
I
and
you guys
Arc. You got to take a
week.
peek at Arc too. Arc and Griffin have been going nuts.
Yeah, Arc is one that I saw, but Griffin, actually, I saw the first day. It was a 5 million market cap, and I thought it was a farm.
Yeah,
it was a farm because it went up and down like it was a farm, and then after a few days, it just fucking ripped up, and I was like, oh fuck.
So Ram,
I watched it from like 14.
My bad, guys. Ram, I did miss Moo. I definitely will look at that in a second. I apologize, brother. So Tetsuo, really quickly, guys. I do think Tetsuo, very possibly I don't know anything about this coin. You guys probably know a little bit more than me, but whatever this is, maybe an art coin. But I think it's very possibly forming a nice base here if it could hold above 13 cents, and very likely could do something like this. Again, I'd like to see some consolidation here for a few days above that low, and I think that's your kind of final confirmation before it goes up. So doesn't look bad. If it does break through that, that's a different story. This low at 1.2 cents. So Doesn't look bad. Very possibly forming a nice base to really rip higher. So I hope
I
that
think
happens.
I don't think it's an R coin. I think it might be like an AI. I'm not sure if it's an infrastructure play, but I know that the dev is supposedly super based and like well followed and stuff.
Gotcha.
Peeps up whoever wants to look in.
My bad. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I just want to make sure we get to the
almost 1,300 listeners. That's crazy.
1,300. That's amazing, guys. Honestly, such a blessing. I appreciate you guys for being on. Moo though, a lot of people asked. Still a ton of mind share with Moo. I don't know why it's been consolidating so long. But as long as it can hold above this high here at whatever 40 cents, it can go up. I don't necessarily like the consolidation here. It doesn't mean anything, catastrophic or anything, but if it does break below this low with some red candles, that would be a lot bit more worrisome. Obviously, consolidation could very well be one of two things: either a peak, like something that creates a reversal, which is probably 60-70% of what happens of the 60-70% of the time, I would say, or it could be a consolidation a correction where it rips higher. So I tend to lean towards that movement will go up due to its mind share and how many people still talk about it and request. They do have some NFTs as well. I do have some friends that hold this, whatever. You still see Solstice talking about it, whatever. So I do think this continues to go up at some point. Hedge, can't forget the the hedge motherfuckers here. Hedge / Soul. I really, like, all jokes aside, I really do have respect for these guys. They're in every one of the comments of the Telegram channel. Bossman calls all my posts, and it really does give me like genuine like Mog or I don't know, any of these like really cool like Mishi vibes type where people are really relentless with it and they really love their cult. And they do have an NFT collection as well. Definitely check it out. That they actually pays out dividends of like the fees, I believe, of the NFT. Definitely check that out. As far as what this looks, it does look like to be forming a nice correction at the all-time high. As long as it doesn't collapse here, like the whole market doesn't collapse, I do think Hedge is going to continue up at 30 million. I think this is probably going to go to 100, and really the sky's the limit for these guys again because of how cult, how die hard. If you scroll through the comments, I mean, these guys are. There's like 20 fucking comments from these guys. So
it's such an old coin. They're still running too. It's like
and that's a feature, not a bug for sure. It's a time in the game is huge. It's had these big 90% corrections, recovered every time. So definitely bullish on these guys, and definitely keep doing what you guys are doing. Moo, we already looked at that.
Talking about Michi, man, I got wrecked on Michi. I hope it comes back.
Me too.
Because they have such a strong community, but there's so many meme coins that it's so difficult to really get attention on this.
And I 100% agree with you. I think that the number one thing to focus on real quickly is, again, just how much what matters is the demand that's going to come in from, again, that we're already seeing it from new people coming into crypto is just going to dwarf any of these, like the dilution and all that, right? And again, 100% valid what you're saying. If you put it in the framework of the last 6 months when it's the same money flipping around, but when you're going to double, triple, however much of the actual capital into crypto, a lot of this stuff's going to be able to run it at the same time. Now, as why does Mishi come down so hard? I don't know. But I think with how much mind share you have Ansem, having this PFP, all this stuff, I do think it's going to make new highs. And I'm holding all my Mishi. I really am not worried about this at all. Now, I think we should move on to the NFT stuff. I'll look at Mizuki really quickly for whoever. I do think that one's probably dead. I don't know. You kind of missed this one, Yoni. I think, right? You know.
Yeah.
So this one, there was like shit going on with like this Mizuki dev was like coming out and like trying to expose other AI agents for being fake and saying they're hacking people. But I think that found out to kind of be a LARP and that they're faking shit. So hence why it's gone down so crazy. But yeah, it had a lot of mind share for a few days. Now it does look somewhat corrective. I don't think it's doomed. But from what I understand, the reason it got hit so hard is because I think the dev was doing some weird shit. But anyway, looks kind of corrective. Could definitely move up. Not my favorite chart. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily sell here, especially after it's down here like 80%. I would like to see some consolidation and then maybe it runs it back again. Hedgens, so definitely check out all that. I do want to get onto the meme coin stuff. I'll do one more reset before we real quickly before we move on to the NFT stuff. If you guys came on here, we have almost 4K, 1.3K viewers on here. If you guys are new, definitely appreciate you for being on. We got my boy for Loco Danks Rotes, Danksy Rotes from B3L. Check out what they're doing in the page we're doing the stream on. And we got my boy Yoni. Definitely give everyone a follow on here. We do these streams twice a week. Appreciate you guys for being on. I do want to move on to the meme coin stuff. A lot of exciting stuff going on there. A lot of great stuff I want to talk about personally. But like always, I want to pass it off to my boy Rotes here, which is kind of our NFT stats / NFT guy in general. Love to hear everything he's looking at here in the NFTs the last few days. So want to take it away, Rotesy?
Yo, yeah, so it's been fun in the NFT space. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, I think there's been a slide in attention that has moved from meme coins into NFTs. And right now, NFTs have provided the best overall asymmetrical upside and have looked really well. Of course, a lot of that has been pulled ahead with Pudgies through Art Basel and over the last months here, and they have done really well. They pushed all the way up to about 35 ETH, about 150K overall. Now, if anyone was making the Pudgy play and they were reactive to the market and were able to both liquidate their Pengu and liquidate their ape right off the early stages, then yes, it was a very profitable move to hold both. You're able to get roughly upwards of 100K on your Pengu allocation, and then also about 20 ETH, which is again roughly 100K on your Pudgy if you sold them right off the top. Since then, it has retraced a fair bit, both Pengu and the Pudgies. Pudgies are settling in and they're on the 16 ETH. I really felt this was a range to expect, 15 to 17 and a half, kind of right below apes and settle in there. It's still a really good spot for where they're at. You know, they were 10 ETH prior to all of this. And overall, I think it's just a good move. And we'll look for the ecosystem in general to continue to produce and the market overall. Danksy, you have something to add there?
Yeah. Hiru Bakaran wants a quick 101 guide on NFTs for newbies. I guess we have a lot of meme coiners, not a lot of NFT.
Yeah, we'll go over that. We'll go over that for sure. Like, and I'll go over it. Roach can definitely answer the stuff too, and then we'll go over some stuff that is some like lower floor price stuff where if, you know, maybe you're a noob, you know, you want to get your feet wet, you don't have 100K to fucking buy a penguin. Some stuff you can go into, but yeah, I'm sure Roach has some good tips on that as well.
Hey, no, you can get a penguin now at like 60K. So
shit.
just pennies, right? No, the way I wanted to start this off is coming at the penguins right away, because I think they are the catalyst that is driving the market and the narrative around a lot of everything else that's going on, right? If you're new to NFTs are seeing this kind of like convergence of NFTs with memes and NFTs plus memes, and just kind of this kind of cross pollination between NFTs and memes. NFTs are like this ultra cult kind of attachment that you will get from a meme type community, right? So, you know, you gain this attachment by having the picture and by making this identity and hunting through NFTs. They're you know, they prefaced NFTs last cycle for the most part. I mean, obviously Doge and other meme coins existed back then, but NFTs were the original kind of meme community. And the activity that we've seen on NFTs, where, you know, we would have a new or dozens of new NFTs kind of come out every day, that's kind of jumped over to memes and AI agents, etc. And now NFTs are a little bit more pure in the sense of what's kind of getting the activity. So, you know, Pudgies is driving that. If we take a look at the overall market itself, and if we're to look at the market, we're seeing this really nice rally in terms of volume in NFTs. This volume chart is just phenomenal in the sense of how it's showing the strength that and attention that is coming into NFTs. This is just ETH. right? So we also have Solana and Ordinals as well, both seeing a rally in the terms of volume. In the terms of the market health, still more sellers than buyers, still seeing more whale accumulation, etc., across it, and overall. I want to see this flip when we're in the true kind of mania of NFTs. We'll get there. I'm sure we're going to see that over the next 60, 90 days at most. But it's going to continue to progress, seeing consistent buyer and seller growth, which is excellent to see. OpenSea starting to kind of rally here in terms of overall volume, trades. Volume still exists in Blur. Important to note because there will be another airdrop like we've seen with Magic Eden, another airdrop coming here in OpenSea. And I think it's going to reward both long-term past traders as well as current active users. So if you're into NFTs, I think OpenSea makes the most sense in terms of making trades here in the near term. Unique traders also increasing. So overall, just like this strong health, floor price among the blue chips, strong rally, of course, led by Penguins and a Pudgy ecosystem. We've seen this dump off here in the last day. Curious to see how this kind of flows out. But some of this will flow into other projects. In terms of winners over the last 7, of course, Cool Cats from the Gary V kind of push. They lagged, but as in terms of an OG collection and a collection that has excellent IP, Cool Cats has that ability to kind of mirror things like Pudgy, etc. And then from there, Azuki ecosystem, I think, is going to also see a bit of a get. And
it seems like the name of the game, obviously the coin stuff, and we'll go over now something real quick like OpenSea token probably launches at a massive valuation similar to like Magic Eden, like above a few billion if you had to guess, right?
Yeah, I think it has that ability. OpenSea, we used to call it Broken Sea, and we were quite frustrated with OpenSea in general. They've fumbled a lot in the past, so there is definitely execution risk. There is definitely FUD risk with OpenSea that you might not have seen with Magic Eden. But in the terms of valuation, etc., 1.5 billion, 2.5 billion, certainly possible. I would hope that it's rewarding past activity as well as current activity with the ETH side of things. If they want to kind of cater to who was there and who is currently there, this Pengu airdrop, I think, is a really good roadmap for any airdrops in the sense of how they've done it, how they've rewarded OG users, etc., how they've rewarded major communities. So there's a lot of opportunity there. And, if they do it well, a lot of that liquidity should flow directly back into NFTs.
Now, I was Tensor, same kind of thing. Do they have a token yet? The Tensor and the...
No, you guys see the article I sent in the chat yesterday? Like,
no.
OpenSea still dominates the ETH NFT system.
Yeah,
interesting. No, wait, the
100%.
Tensor though. Before I forget, they don't have a token on that one.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
okay.
do. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And an NFT.
Yeah,
I do know the NFT.
I remember farming Tensor last December.
What'd you say, Yoni?
They were the
I
first.
have a bit of it, but just a little bit. I didn't even know what it was before I got it. Then I looked into it.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And then Tensor and what's it called? They're owned by the same people, I think, or whatever. Powered by the same people. Tensor and what's the other one?
The dev is like Shannon Code, is it? For Loco, or do you guys know who that is?
The dev for Tensor?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Shannon Code. I think he was like an early coder, maybe an ETH, and then something else, kind of a gnarly cat who like just looks like he's out the Matrix. You guys could peep him yourself later.
Oh yeah.
So he's another one like the Blur founder there, right?
Yeah, I think he's a bit controversial in ways. Like, I don't know. I'm still learning about it, but just trying to give it a
polarizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man 2.0.
Pac-Man. Pac-Man shipped for a while, bro. Use him for a minute.
Yeah.
But let's
I totally agree with you on the NFTs. I think NFTs have a stronger cult dynamic than it's just so
100%.
concentrated.
Yeah, 2021,
Sure,
2022, 2023, I like kind of didn't have as much capital and kind of just put my head down with the crypto side of things. But dude, I've just been buying a ton of NFTs the last few months, and I'm having a ton of fun, especially the last few weeks. I've been definitely more in like the NFT like discords than anything else, even in meme coins as they've been calm the last few weeks. I'm having a ton of fun. Definitely see the appeal, and I think along with our meme coins, NFTs are going to be right up there in mind share and attention, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And even if you don't like NFTs, I think digital ownership and physical or digital collectibles and all these things are going to be a part of a lot of our lives. Whether you like trading these things or not, definitely pay attention because this technology is definitely here to stay. Super exciting stuff. We
I
will
gotta
go
say
over.
you were early to the NFT run, Bren. I remember you were
Mhm.
accumulating some NFTs honestly a few months ago, and now it's like
Yep.
heating up. So props to that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he really
appreciate
was.
it. Yes, 7-8 weeks ago, I went from like almost zero NFTs to like I think 160 now. Just accumulating a bunch of. First of all, just operators are the biggest thing for me. Quickly, in all of them, for me, that's why I
Agreed.
went so heavy on VFriends instead of getting a Pudgy or anything. Luca Nets is great, everything there, but again, what's going to drive anything long term, especially these NFTs that are IP driven, is the person behind the project, right? And so a lot of my stuff I've been investing in is stuff with creators and operators that I really believe in going into this next NFT bull. So the VFriend stuff like that, even stuff like Wonky Stonks, which is the NFT of Kaleo on Twitter, stuff like that. So yeah, it's been nice. I think the meme coin NFT stuff is still extremely fucking slept on. We're seeing capitulation in Sprodos. If you're able to get a Sprodo, you have 8K laying around. I'm telling you, buy one. It'll be you thank me next year, but type of thing. So yeah, I think meme coins, the NFT narrative kind of converging is gonna be really exciting, and I'm having a lot of fun with the NFT stuff. So I don't know about you guys. Have you guys been buying anything more? Or are you kind of still waiting to see if momentum shifts?
Dude, I'm kind of sad because I sold my sappy seals because I knew they're gonna drop from the Pudgy thing, and now I want to buy them back, but I don't think I can get them back.
You get attached, right? You get
He
attached
was
in a
so
hurry.
cute. He was so cute. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
No, I
that's going to
think
be a struggle next year. I know I'm going to want to like hold on to a lot of these, but it's already feeling some attachment to them.
if you're sidelined, like this is a good entry point in general. You probably see some value over the next week or so as things kind of settle in from this Pengu kind of rally hype. But like, entry point wise, both Solana NFTs, especially if you're in the Solana meme coin section, there is on Magic Eden, there is a section there for meme coin NFTs. A lot of those communities that are doing well, you can also get in there with some NFTs. I think, one that's really interesting right off the bat is the Zero Born NFTs. I think they're something that kind of relates to AI and the AI success, but also into the NFTs and kind of fits really well there. But this list here is certainly one that you could look through. Same with Ethereum.
Really quickly, yeah, I really like Fart NFT on there. Again, Fart
Yep.
coin. A lot of these are the lagging, like compared to the mindshare. Look at
Mhm.
Fart. Look at the Hedgens. Like these guys are on here that we were talking about. Fart looks really cool. What was I saying? AI 16Z partners. Maybe art's not as great, but I don't think that's going to matter as much. Looses still pretty undervalued. I think all these are pennies. The strong communities compared to where they're going to be at a couple months
The
from now.
Farcoin NFTs are so bad though.
I don't know.
No, they're so good. They're so
They're so
good.
bad for Twitter. They're so bad for X, where they all look exactly the same.
All right, let's mute
I
this
think
hater.
I think
Honestly,
that's
don't listen to this guy.
I think that's fine when it comes to meme coin NFTs. I think
Really?
I think
I don't
that
know.
works.
For a PFP?
Yeah. For when it comes to like for meme coin NFTs, you don't necessarily need the same kind of differentiation. You need something that is distinct. And if they all look the same, I think that's still fine as long as you can recognize it as a fart coin NFT. When it comes to collectability and buying into NFTs, etc., you want something that is bold, striking, good colors, that kind of stuff, and then you want the collection itself to have a good variety in there and very few floor NFTs. But when it comes to like this like meme coin NFT, I don't think it matters. I think it has to be something that is distinct.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion when it comes to that. And that's where, like, I think, something like Zero Bros or Zero Born still works, even though, if I were to look at this as an NFT collection, I'd say no, it's good.
I think this is better than the Farcoin one, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just going to be the not as much as the art compared to a lot of the PFP stuff. It's going to be more so just it's attached to a thing with a strong community, because a lot of these people, even if the art looks shit, they're going to want to flex their thing.
Yeah, it just has to be recognizable, right? It just has to stand out from other NFTs.
For meme
so I see obviously a little bit more expensive Retardio Cousins there up there. I think that's very undervalued. I think Retardio Cousin going to 100 SOL next year. I would not bet against these guys. The whole Retardio thing, whatever, not necessarily my vibe, but literally I like the definition of a cult. A lot of people say cult, use it really freely. These guys are an actual cult. Some of these guys are fucking maniacs. And that's why it's going to go way higher. And then
it's something to add in there for NFTs that I think maybe stands out is as much as it everyone's part of the Bossman Telegram, etc. These NFTs will provide you access into token gated communities, right? So just think say Bossman and Bren, you guys had your own NFT collection, and that gave you an elite Discord where only certain people that have the NFT, whether it's 100 collection or it's 1,000 or 10,000, have that NFT can access it. These NFT communities will have something like that. Regardless, it'll be, it could be a Telegram, it could be a Discord, and it's going to give you additional alpha, utility, community, all that kind of stuff. So that's the added value to it that you get beyond just maybe a meme coin itself.
Absolutely. The people that I've met already in these Discords, it's great. It's definitely more than just monetary value. And I think that's why NFTs are so much fun apart from everything else. But
hey, Bren, you have this pulled up. Whatever is going on with Retardio, I keep seeing free Retardio everywhere. What's going on with that?
I don't know. I think the UK government did some warning against them. You guys could look it up, but yeah, that's why they're doing the free Retardio thing. It's the UK government put out something against them for something that they're doing with products or merch or something. I don't know exactly, but I think it's super undervalued. The coin and the NFTs are bottom. What's up?
Bullish as fuck.
No, for real. That's no, those guys are. I would not bet against them, even if they were on 50 million right now. I would be buying. Should we talk about the Pond NFT, the big purchase? Let's see. I'm gonna share.
What is this?
Am I sharing my screen?
What is this? What is this?
So
what is this?
What is
exciting day? For any of you guys who have been on here for more than a few weeks, you know how obsessed we've been about this Pond NFT collection. For those of you guys don't know, it's a one-of-one collection from the Fwog artist. I don't know the guy's name. Is that even public?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, cool. I need to learn that. But super talented. If you go look at the Fwog Twitter, he's putting out super cool Fwog art every single day. Hence why this thing's blown up. Anyway, this NFT collection, the Pond. Am I sharing my screen? Can you switch over to me? I think I am.
It's Banksy.
Yeah, I can switch over to you.
So this collection here, one of one pieces of made by that Fwog artist. Eventually, there's going to be 100 of them. The last few are being raffled off right now. A lot of these were given out rotes for free to a lot of the Fwog strong community members.
Yeah.
At first, my favorite one, one I really wanted, was this Mog one. Went for 230 whatever, 250 SOL. Wait, 200 and what is it? 32. One of the first ones that went. We were following this a lot. Our boy Rotes here actually, said, okay, it's probably going to get to around 100, 150. We'll see a few sales there. And I mean, that's exactly what's happened. I've been blessed, luckily, to have been able to snag this one, which is one of my favorite ones. Super clean. At the 100 SOL floor, which I'm so blessed. Whoever sold this to me, thank you so much. I love this thing. Super stoked to be able to get one of these. For me, it's just a strong bet again on Fwog. I do think again it's going to follow the coin, and for me, my base case is that we'll see 6-figure sales in these Pond NFTs. When next year, when Fwog is above $1 billion. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for them to add utility and a lot of different stuff as well. So yeah, super stoked to have finally gotten one of these. My base case again, I think these things are going to start to go for 200, 300, 400 SOL as FWOG approaches $1 billion. So yeah, thoughts on where the pawn's at in general right now?
Congrats on the new PFP, man. That's what I have to
100%.
say. Pretty cool.
The FWOG Twitter has a super sweet Pengu version, and that one, if it was part of the collection, would be right up there as my favorite. I think if you just hit their X on FWOG, it's super sick. But no, overall in general, like the art on this, etc. This is a legendary PFP. It fits so well. It's a interesting, unique, striking. Like this to me would be a top notch PFP no matter what.
This one you gotta vault. You gotta vault this one,
and you get attached to it in a hurry. So, yeah, it's super sweet.
That's a struggle for me right now. Is like I think I'm gonna keep the Sproto on. I truly think that Sprotos are going to be up there in floor prices with the top NFTs next year with this meme coin NFT narrative. But yeah, I don't know. It's so beautiful. Probably keep it on here for the streams, but as far as when I get my Twitter back, I don't know what I'm going to PFP. We'll see. But yeah, I do think it'll be interesting to see, if this thing bottoms out as FWOG. We didn't really look at FWOG today. We should probably pull it up real quickly.
That's probably more important to the pawn price than.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all that matters, really. I think for me, beautiful correction here on FWOG. The biggest giveaway and what you can take away from any of these corrections is when these strong moves up have no consolidation before coming down. Usually, that's a good sign that it's a correction versus like a bigger, longer term top has consolidation for multiple days or weeks. And that's why I was bringing up Mumu earlier. It's been consolidating for a month. That's a different situation versus something like this, which has clearly been chopping down in a corrective manner. Even though this has been a 60% correction. If you look at what FWOG was pretty much up only since the summer, not surprised to see a correction like this. This is the time where you like everything about FWOG. You've been looking to get an entry. This is the time again when hype's down. I've been buying FWOG really starting at around 30 cents. I know everybody in here is super bullish on it as well. I think very likely we're going to get some consolidation. We kind of already have for about 3 days. If we got another 2 or 3 days of consolidation, very likely he's bottomed out here. And I do think FWOG is going to the multiple billions next year. What do you guys think?
Dude, if it goes to multiple billions, you're going to see like 1,000, 1,500 pond NFTs. 1,500 SOL pond NFTs.
When SOL's at like 300.
That could be crazy. The pond is such a leverage bet on FWOG.
So yeah, what are your predictions, Rotes? If this thing goes to, let's say, 2 billion, obviously for a little while, like what do you think we're going to see on some of these sales on like the nice pond NFTs?
Well, first off, you want to see this 250 range back, but I think the upper end, I would be a little bit more, 500. I think is like your top end.
So even if it went to like 2 or 3 billion, you think 500 is probably top end?
No, that probably that's what, like, let's say it's 10x from here. If FWOG 10x is from here, the pond you're probably seeing like. It probably depends on the offers.
Yeah, so that's my question here. Like for Rotes, like say tomorrow, like we fast forward 4 months and it's at 2.5 billion. If you had to guess, what's consistent sales around what range you think you're seeing the pond NFTs sell for? If you had to guess,
there's probably no consistent sells.
Yeah, I was gonna say consistent ones. I like 500 to 1,000 is like where I'm to get over 1,000 SOL sales is wild. It's certainly possible, but it's wild, right? But you have limited ones that are going to sell much higher, and so if you're looking at floor, I'm saying floor ones ones that you can consistently sell. I think 500 is the range that's 2x from kind of where it initially started getting liquid sales, and I think that's a pretty good mark.
Even if maybe still that, like goes to $400,
achievable at $1 billion, right? Maybe that's achievable at a $1 billion market cap, and then when you're at 2-3 billion, then you could put it higher than that. But I'm quite happy if you're seeing sales at that 500 soul range in the floor range, and then your upper end could be 1,000, 1,500 for your grail collection grails, and I consider yours like pretty close to a grail, right? Are we hard pressed to find anything more than say 10 of them that are better or in that same range?
Hey, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
I mean, it's like a hoodie punk, right?
Yeah,
it's a hoodie fog, and those, it's super clean, very, very, very good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I used Tensor for this one for the first time. I think it's my first transaction on here in general. I like it. But you guys using Tensor at all yet, or?
I remember using it last year to farm Tensorians and other stuff, but I haven't really used it in a while. For some reason, I still use Magic Eden. I like it more, although I know that Tensor is also pretty popular. You guys use it?
Yeah, like I said, it's my
NFTs like that. Not yet.
For me, Solana, it's still Magic Eden.
Yeah, I've been using most.
I see the appeal to Tensor, right? Like, I'm looking at both for collections. I like overall how it's done. Just Magic Eden, I mean, it's just so convenient when it has everything there.
True. Given the rewards were not as nice on Magic Eden, I wonder if the Tensor, because when you pulled up the previous marketplace, Bren, there was a rewards tab. I wonder if they're planning another airdrop or what is that about? I haven't really tracked it. Have you?
No. I'm sure that yeah. I don't know. If there's like some kind of staking mechanism like Blur, I don't know. Let's see. Well, D-Gods and Retardio are like the cousins are pretty much at the same floor. Be interesting to see where both of those go from here. So far has Pudgies are at 16. So far have the NFTs like floor prices really been going up, or has it really just been like kind of concentrated in the codas and the few ones so far?
A little bump in the high end. Apes, punks, kind of are ones that are showing green, or at least not showing red. But for the most part, there is a bit of more of a red day in general on NFTs. And then I think now it's speculation of where could other token drops be, or what collections maybe haven't gotten the rally that we've seen so far.
Yeah, really quickly, I want to go over the VFriends stuff. For me, this is where most of my capital has been going over the last few months. Again, to me, it's just an operator bet. I've always been a huge fan of Gary in general. Last time, I was able to get a few book games tokens back in the day. Didn't have enough to mint or def, especially not off the resale, or wasn't comfortable enough, at least putting that kind of money into NFTs. So when I was able to see them again, these Series 1 under an ETH, and then these Series 2 at like 0.05, I just went super hard on them. Again, Gary, whatever, a lot of people have problems that maybe he hasn't been around as much the last few years, even though if you like NFT-wise, but if you look at the Twitter, he's been building it. VFriends in real life via collectibles. If you go check out Whatnot, which is like online live shopping, which is actually becoming massive in general, they've been building nonstop on there. A lot of people actually getting onboarded into the NFTs via the digital and physical collectibles. The VFriends, they have Topps Chrome.
I was gonna say, are you buying the Topps cards? Because I bet you
I'm gonna buy them, but I think I'm gonna get a shit ton for free, hopefully.
There's gonna be rewards set too, I bet, and that's release the Topps, get the rewards, then we'll see how tokens go. But there's your V token, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So the top stuff, super, super cool. My point is that he's still been building. I think for me, in a bear market, it doesn't matter if somebody's around bull posting every day. It's not going to do much for anything in the floor prices. Even you saw Luca Nets came out with plushies. Even that, Pudgies, they did well, but you still, even that, like, it kind of died down for a little bit. My whole point is conditions are everything, and you have like Gary Vee, who's an operator, he understands that, certain times to start talking about stuff. Anyways, he's came back the last few days. And, in the Discord, he's just pretty much saying that it's a marathon and that he's going to have more clarity with this administration on ability to do stuff. And the floor price, shot up on the Series 1. He's, he swept a bunch of them. It'll be pretty exciting to see where he goes from there. But yeah, I think VeeFriends is inevitable again due to the operator behind it. I do think VeeFriends is going to be one of the top NFTs in marketplace or in floor price looking back like 5 years from now. Again, just a bet on Gary Vee and the IP as well. I think a lot of his stuff that he does kind of to close out with, the messaging he puts out in his videos really could appeal to kids through this IP. And it's something that I really excited to show my kids, like future kids. But yeah, I have 80 of these Series 2. I've been giving some away. I think I'll try to get to 100 at least before they go too crazy. And then obviously the Series 1 have also been going crazy. So kind of giving a little bit of a pullback. I do think very likely are going to rock it up. I don't think he's done with he's just kind of getting started. So with everything. So yeah, I do think V coin, ticker V is my guess. Is probably what it's going to be. Is probably inevitable as well. He's talked about it in the past, where it's just really about clarity and things that he's allowed to do as far as providing a token. And I do think, seeing all these other projects launching one, I think it's inevitable. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it doesn't make sense, like a Gary V token, whatever. Again, people are missing the bigger picture of tokenization. Every big NFT project is going to have a token. Yes, most tokens end up going to zero. It's just a liquidity event because of the builder behind it can't build. There's nothing to build behind it. But when you have a real ecosystem building, i.e. Pudgy Penguins, who are doing all this great stuff, VeeFriends, the token will matter. The token will actually be a powerful part. You can have governance. It allows the builders to have liquidity. It allows all these great things that are going to matter in a few years. So yeah, I do think V-Coin is inevitable. And I think these Series 2 are incredibly undervalued. I think these are going to multiple ETH next year. Sounds crazy with the 50K collection. You got to put it into perspective, though. Mutant Apes, 20K collection, right? They went to 29 ETH. So I refuse to believe that a 50K collection, double the size, can't go 1/15 of that to go to 1 or 2 ETH. So yeah,
They
I think
went
these
to
are
40 ETH, Mutant Apes.
40 ETH. Okay,
Yeah.
I was looking at OpenSea. I thought I saw 29. But yeah, I do think these are going to go to multiple ETH. Even though at a 50K collection, if you're looking for an NFT that you can buy and hold that has a ton of upside and a great community to join through the Discord and stuff, I would really look at these VeeFriends Series 2. Gave away actually 2 of them on stream last week, so shout out to those people who new part of the community.
Great call. You also started buying them before Gary started sweeping floors, especially cool.
Yeah, it's funny too. Yeah, bought him heavily, and then even in the Discord, everybody's like, "Oh, he's not coming back till 2026." I was telling you, like, dude, that something's imminent. I can feel it. And then literally like that day, he comes in and says like, "What's up?" And started sweeping. So
you guys see Steve Aoki bought some Pudgy Penguins at the top as well?
Yeah.
Is that real? Is that like legit real? Did he manage to pull it off the game?
Top signal for sure for Pudgy.
I mean, he did buy a bunch of them 3 years ago, around 2 ETH. But I think there was someone that posted that. I don't know if it was a Photoshop. Maybe it was.
I assumed it was Photoshop, just because that's such a meme now at this point. Is Steve Aoki top blast like?
So funny.
But I'm sure maybe you can hunt through there, and there's a. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, but to me,
Yoni, are you familiar with the Steve Aoki lore and NFTs or no?
I don't know. Not really.
So like, yeah, bro was like super involved in NFTs last in 2021, and he was just kind of a meme because every time he would like buy a bunch of NFTs, a lot of times they would like top out. So
yeah,
just
dude,
like
all the celebrity got fleeced in 2021.
But to be honest, not all of them. Like I think Justin Bieber and Stevie Aoki were the top. But like when Snoop Dogg bought his ape, then Ape went on to do another 10x. So yeah, some celebrities definitely were the top. Some other ones were there way before.
Yeah, no, a lot of them did really well. Like they did. I'm sure they made part.
You cut out.
partnerships and had sponsorships like Snoop and shit did incredibly well. I guarantee you.
I think Bren's rugging. Or I'm rugging.
Bren is definitely rugging.
Been on a lot.
He is caught in the fog
In the
burst.
rug blender.
It's like a parallel universe.
He's like whatever. Well, definitely interesting. We'll see if Steve Aoki.
He has no clue.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
We can hear you now.
You there?
Now we can.
We lost the man.
Oh no. He's done. He's actually done. He's going home. I'm pull some V-friend situation.
Did you guys ever go to a beacon? Because those are pretty crazy. I know there was one last year, and he still like fills up stadiums and shit. Have you guys gone to
makes
a
you
Gary
feel
B?
so good. He's definitely makes you feel really good.
Who, Gary B?
Yeah.
He's a hyper.
Yeah, his energy is
He's on
unreal.
crack or something.
He's motivational. It's like a motivational speaker for sure.
Yeah.
He can sell anything. That's one of the things. He can literally sell anything. But yeah, no, look, I think he's been building, and he said it that he's been quiet on the background a little bit over the last few years, which honestly, it's pretty much what every other founder has done during the bear market, aside from Luca, which decided to build in public. But a lot of founders have been that way. So I don't know. We'll see what happens if he starts showing up more on the timeline. But yeah, looks like we don't have Bren back yet. So
We had him.
We had him. He left again. Where are you guys seeing this chat? Is it the desktop version where you can actually see the comments? Because I cannot see them on my phone for some reason.
Desktop. You can get in there if you click on the stream. You'll see an actual chat instead of the comments.
Yeah, you're good, Brett.
You're back.
Okay. My bad. But yeah, I think the V friends are super undervalued. Real quick to wrap it up. I think Gary's like energy sometimes gets like misunderstood as being super motivational type shit, but which he is. But a lot of value in like actual tangible stuff comes from him too. I think this is I look at these. But as far as wrapping up the NFT stuff goes, anything else that we missed?
What's the benefit of VFriends? Like, is there anything, or is it just like
community? It's about the IP at the end of the day for any of these, whether it's Yuga, Pudgy Penguins, whatever. It's whether people are going to give a fuck about it. And I think the V Friends, again, with his messaging and everything, I think the IP, the characters and stuff, it's about the operator and their ability to make people care about it. That's where my bet's on. So yeah, it's just an early collectible, essentially, of the early IP. Whereas if V Friends do matter and kids are watching this and all that stuff, obviously the NFTs should be worth a lot as they do the stuff with the cards, as well as the smart contract in these NFTs allow the creators to provide utility. And Gary V, with everything he has going on, he's already shown his ability to provide real world utility is kind of unmatched among any of these other people. So yeah, it's just a digital collectible with the possibility of utility in certain ways. But yeah, it's just all about really, again, what if the people are going to give a fuck about apes, are going to give a fuck about V Friends in 5 years from now. It's about the operator's ability to make people care, right? And whether it be through the other side game, whether it be the Tops cards, a TV show with V Friends, however these different projects are going to go about it, it comes down to, in 5 years from now, do people give a fuck about V Friends? If so, the floor price is way higher.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, I think we are here almost is it 2 hours we've been here?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Crazy.
Awesome.
I think the stream naturally will end in 2 hours, so we should. I'm trying to, because there's a time limit on X stream.
Yeah, usually that's how it goes. It cuts you off at the time.
Cuts off. Let me change it real quick in case.
Yeah, try to change it, but either way, we should wrap it up. Definitely 1.5K viewers right now. It's just pretty much almost double our record, or 50% more. That's awesome to see. Love you guys so much for being on. Like I said, if you hopped on towards the end, make sure to follow everybody here on the panel. We do these streams twice a week, Friday at 10 a.m. PST, and then today, Tuesday, 1 p.m. PST. We're going to do this every single week. We're going to start to have guests on and guests, stuff, different cool stuff to start the year. If you guys have any suggestions, please DM me on Telegram or any of these guys if you have any big suggestions to improve the stream.
Get Gary V on in like a month.
Yes, sir. We have the FOMC tomorrow too, so I know
Yeah,
people
we'll get
are
Gary on eventually. What?
definitely. We have the FOMC meeting tomorrow about interest rates, so that will be an interesting
Yes,
thing to
yes.
follow for crypto and everything. To be honest,
Bren, look at this one.
Yeah, no, some of them are funny as hell. Like some of them have cuss words in it. His whole vision too is to build it into like a bigger IP, not just kids shit. But like for me, my favorite one, besides the gift goat that I just bought, is this hot shit hornet, right? So obviously that one's not going to be in a kids show. But yeah, there's ones that have like
5%.
Yeah, hell yeah, I should definitely look at that. What is that one called?
I don't know. It's this number 18402.
Click on it. Sensible. What the fuck's a sommelier? It's like a wine person. What is a sommelier again?
It's like a wine expert.
Okay, thought so.
It's like red or white, really fast.
Yeah. But yeah, with that, guys, like I said, we'll be back on Friday for another one. I would suspect we're probably going to get some kind of slowdown into Christmas at some point. Not seeing it yet. But yeah, I would get your bags packed as far as the memes and NFT stuff goes, because I do think early year we're going to see escape velocity. So love to be on here with you guys. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Excellent stream.
Yeah.
So good.
Excellent stream. New record, 1.6K, I think.
That's crazy.
It's amazing, guys. For seriously, such a blessing. Couldn't ask for anything better. Love you guys so much, everybody on the stream and my guys up here. With that, I gotta go get going to the gym. We'll see you guys on Friday, and love you guys.
We'll talk soon.
Cheers, guys.
Take care, guys. See you
Everyone.
Friday. Pump